As Season 4 of Black Ops is just round the corner, Call of Duty have confirmed what we are getting in Warzone, and as a surprise to absolutely everyone, Warzone is actually getting content, and you know what? It actually looks good for a change. This is what we're getting. Enjoy. Alright, so as we're just days away from Black Ops Season 4 dropping into Call of Duty and Warzone, I thought I'd break down what we are getting treated to in the upcoming season for Warzone, and we're actually getting content for a change, which is actually a big win. So we're getting a new point of interest, we're getting new and limited time modes, we're getting double down on rank play. Rank play is changing a little bit, and we're also getting new features coming to the maps. So the new point of interest that is coming is to Verdansk. It's called the Overlook, and it's replacing the big main building in downtown Verdansk, just like Nakatomi Plaza did back in Verdansk 84 during the Cold War era. So, basically this building is going to, basically the synopsis of this is to dominate foes with a gigantic new skyscraper point of interest available to operators within the vicinity of downtown. All tenant blocks, Burger Town and SK and Comtower have been demolished, and the construction crews have finalised a sprawling skyscraper that dominates the landscape. Basically, this is it here. So we're losing this stuff here, and we're getting this. And this is obviously where Nakatomi Plaza was, as I mentioned, back in Verdansk 84. For me, this is the logical step for Verdansk, because they've already done this in Verdansk before. They did it obviously in Verdansk 84, and it didn't really disrupt the flow of the map all that much. What it did give was 100 grand and specialists, so I don't know whether that's going to be in the Overlook, but it doesn't drastically change the map all too much. It doesn't really impact the flow of the map too much. In fact, it creates a new hotspot drop in downtown, which means that if you can land in, take over this spot and dominate it, you can pretty much rotate off anywhere, because this is going to be such a big building in downtown. You're probably going to fly across the hospital. You're probably going to fly across the stadium without having to try and fight all the way through downtown. You probably even fly across the port and even south of the map towards Park as well from this one spot. So for me, I think this is personally a big win, and what I want to see them doing to Verdansk as each season passes. So the blog goes on to say, as construction nears completing on this behemoth of a skyscraper, and then it puts in brackets, more than twice the height of any previous building that we've had in Verdansk, it's worth gaining a tactical advantage of this monolithic new point of interest. So, as I just mentioned there, it's obviously going to be such a key point of interest that it's not going to disrupt the flow of the map entirely, but it's going to create sort of something that you definitely want to fight for if you're going to be dropping into downtown. It goes on to say, drop into the grounds of the Overlook and you'll immediately see the grounds of the new skyscraper under construction stretch in a rough diamond shape around the location of the old SKN Com Tower, flanked by two massive cranes. I imagine those cranes will probably have zip lines up them like we saw in Urzikstan and the top ultimate height that we had in downtown there. The building perimeter runs from the corner of the main bank, which is always a really awkward building to try and fight, clockwise past the post office, passing the Rothwin Donner building, not quite sure what building that is, northwest to the museum/art gallery, and follows the road round to City Hall. So I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good addition, me personally. As you can see, some of the photos there. All the structures, the Burger Town, the low-rise Spartan blocks, they've all been bulldozed in the name of progress. You know what? I'm all in for it. As I said before, it's kind of these little changes that I want to see to Verdansk, so I'm all in for it. And as you can see there, we're getting sort of like perimeter checkpoints and stuff. So again, this creates more coverage. You're running through this part of the map, I suppose. Military-style checkpoints have been set up. They aren't secure enough to impede vehicular progress, so basically drive vehicles over them and through them. Some have ramps that allow for airborne access. Alright, maybe we can flip a car through it, who knows. The help service visual cues might enter the new POI. And then as you can see there as well, if I just move up a little bit so you can see past my camera, obviously that's going to be the construction area. Burger Town is in the mud there, quite literally. So yeah, it looks good, to be fair. I think it looks going to look pretty good. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what this is going to be. Actually, there is going to be a new Burger Town. There's going to be a Burger Town in it, in this new thing. There is going to be restaurants, just not the old Burger Town, just a new one though. So there we got the cranes here as well. You can actually sit in the cab of the crane. So yeah, there's a zip line there with the crane as well. So I was right. It's exactly like we had it in Urzikstan. We're going to have those cranes. So that's going to be pretty good. So I'm all about that. It says there, yeah, two huge cranes flank the north and south side of the monolith and are another way to traverse into the Overlook at great height, with 5 separate platforms attached to the mast. Damn, there's going to be 5 different platforms in this crane. How big is this building actually going to be? 2 at ground and 3 at height. Use the vertical ascender into the crane's mast and take the 8-second ascent, wow, to a platform just below the jib, which extends out to the main winch. Then take the hoist, allowing a jump across to the Overlook roof. Operators who aren't challenged by vertigo will have a wild and panoramic views that extend to all of the dance POIs except Quarry. So you're going to be able to see right across the map from this building. That is absolutely insane. I thought you would only be able to see like hospital, but right across the map, apart from quarry, is mental. And then this for me is also a little bit of a win, is the fact that both cranes are actually functional, and providing you found the necessary controls in the vicinity, both on and off the crane superstructures, cargo on the hook block and hoist can be summoned and moved to various locations around the tower and nearby downtown buildings in case you or your team needs a daring lift. For me, I think this is again a huge win. I love the functioning bridge that we had in Fortune's Keep when they brought that back, where you can sort of like extend the bridge and also like put the bridge across the big crater in the map. You can also get rid of it. I think this is a big win. It also like sort of switches up the gameplay loop a little bit and also gives you different angles to push these buildings. So I'm all for this. So now we're getting a look at sort of what the building's going to look like. So that's going to be like sort of like the outside, and that's going to be sort of like the lobby interior of it. There's also going to be looks to be like a lift shaft there as well. There's a little bit of artwork of people fighting through that. This is called the atrium, the sky deck, interior and exterior. It looks like there's going to be staircases. Again, there's going to be various zip lines inside there as well. I think it's actually going to be a really, really good POI. It looks well done. This is actually a midway point, I think, by the looks of it. So there's going to be different things just to be able to shoot out of, and then obviously as you can see there's different zip lines to zip to other parts of it. You can actually fly helis through this. This is going to be insane. As if this build's going to be big enough to fly helis through. Wow, like, you can guarantee someone's going to absolutely just chalk everybody by driving a heli into there, like, without a shadow of a doubt. There's a penthouse and a roof exterior, and the penthouse doesn't look fully complete by the looks of it. Again, it's given very much Nakatomi Plaza vibes, and then obviously you've got the roof there as well, which you're going to have to be able to fight through, land on, do whatever. This is going to be, like, insane, man. I imagine it's going to be an absolute maze like Nakatomi Plaza is as well. As you can see there, people fighting through it as well. It's all about the penthouse level where we've got like a security and server room, and there's a bedroom, kitchen, and games area. And then we've got a redacted thing where it says, learn the secrets of the redacted room. I imagine there's going to be some sort of vault or something similar to that where you'll be able to get specialist or a lot of money from out of this. I think it's going to be the place to drop in Season 4 this. So we're getting a new POI, but what modes are coming to Season 4 of Warzone? Well, the blog tells us, as well as the usual Battle Royale and Resurgence playlists across Verdansk and Rebirth Island. Sounds like we're not getting Area 99 back this season then. Major modes such as Clash and Battle Royale Rank Player also return, with the intriguing Havoc Royale and the arrival of Resurgence Rank Player on Rebirth Island at mid-season. So, Clash is a limited time mode. It's a 52 versus 52, 104 players, 15-minute match. Basically, this is going to be a team deathmatch coming back to Warzone. I don't remember the first time this was in Warzone, but apparently it was first introduced at the Call of Duty Warzone during Season 5 of Black Ops Cold War back in September 2021 as a revamped version of the original Rumble match. Clash is back, bigger than ever, and now includes some impressive game-changing equipment and power-ups only available in this mode. For me personally, this kind of feels like it's going to be a mode that will be sort of played because it will be, you know, people like sort of Call of Duty multiplayer. It says there, this is a team deathmatch and domination on a massive scale. But also, and I think this is a big also, is that the camo grind in Warzone amongst the casual player base isn't really talked about and it isn't really picked up on and it really isn't done. Because, well, it's quite difficult to do, to be honest. So I feel like this is kind of one of those ways of putting a new mode into Warzone where you can kind of grind camos a little bit easier than what you could just by trying to play normal Battle Royale or Plunder. I think that's what they're kind of aiming at here. So this action-packed team-based mode takes place in and around specific POIs within Verdansk and pits two teams of 52 players, divided into 13 quad squads per side against each other, with no circle collapse, no last stand benefit for the survivor perk, and your loadouts available immediately. The plan is simple. Your side needs to acquire 500 points by the end of the 15-minute match time limit. These are mainly gained by slaying enemies, sometimes with either power-ups, completing contracts, and participating in in-game public events. So, right, the fact that you get your loadout in straight away means you can kind of grind for that abyss camo a lot easier. So, scoring goals are simple. You get 1 point per enemy elimination, 2 points per enemy elimination with double down power-up, whatever that is. 5 points per contract completed, 10 points for capturing a domination point or flag, and you get 10 points for capturing a bonus crate or a cash crate. You know what? I'm all for this. I'll be about it. Will I play it all that much? No. Will I try it? Probably. So Clash is going to be available in only certain locations on Verdansk. So it's going to be Quarry, Boneyard, Farmland, and Promenade East. Again, not really my favourite areas of the map, but it'd be hard to do this in somewhere like downtown because you're going to get someone camping on to see the top buildings. And then there's going to be vehicles in it as well. So there's going to be a heli, cargo truck, the light terrain vehicle, and the Polaris buggy thing. And then you're going to have a scav contract, a search and destroy contract, and a recon contract in that clash mode. I think it'll be decent. I think it'll play well. It kind of adds another thing for like people who maybe don't want to play Battle Royale all the time and kind of like multiplayer. It kind of brings Warzone and multiplayer even closer together. There's a lot more details about this clash mode in the blog. I'll link it in the description below so you guys can go check that out for yourself. The next limited time mode that is coming mid-season is the Havoc Royale. Now, compete in Call of Duty Warzone match like no other, where rule-bending modifiers twist the realities of the usual Resurgence gameplay in chaotic and game-changing ways. Drop into a specifically themed area of Verdansk with your loadout. The fact that this is going to be Resurgence but on Verdansk means we're going away from Rebirth Island. It's a huge win. Every new gas circle activates a different modifier. Adapt fast to sudden changes as Havoc modifiers may impact you, the environment, or even the gameplay rules. Survive the Havoc, be the last team standing, and claim victory. Expect a full rundown of this game mode in the Season 4 Reloaded blog just prior to the mid-season. I'm interested to see what it's going to be. I think it's going to be pretty tasty. It means it's going to again switch up the gameplay loop. I'm all for it. With the release of Verdansk back at the start of April, we got Battle Royale Casual. I think it was only going to be a matter of time before we got this, but coming mid-season, it's going to be Resurgence Casual, where basically you can just drop into Rebirth Island. There's going to be so many human teams, and the rest of them are all just AI bots. And basically, it's meant to provide a casual experience for people, again, who maybe don't want to play Plunder and sort of Battle Royale all the time. Battle Royale Casual has actually been quite well received, and I think Resurgence Casual, especially given the fact it's on Rebirth Island, will be even more well received than that. So Warzone Ranked continues as we head into Season 4, and it's going to be on the big map in terms of what we're going to be getting. It's going to be right from the off rather than mid-season like what we got this season. These are going to be the rewards for it. I kind of feel like they're really just missing the mark with these sort of rewards at the moment. The last seasons were really bad, and again, these are kind of sort of like a Wild West thing. They're a little bit better than what we had in the previous season, but they're not great. I will say those emblems look alright. They look better than what we've had in the last few seasons. But there's a big change coming to Ranked in Season 4, and that's going to be Resurgence Ranked is returning alongside Big Map Ranked. Now, I don't know how they're going to do this. I imagine there'll be two different sort of top 250s and different rank modes. But for me, I think it's going to be a huge thing for Call of Duty and a huge win for Warzone in particular, because you have a lot of people who like playing Battle Royale and they like playing Battle Royale Ranked, and they might not like playing Resurgence, whereas you might have a lot of Resurgence players who like playing Resurgence but don't want to play Big Map but want a competitive experience for themselves. Well, the fact we're going to get both of these modes in Warzone come mid-season, I think for me is perfect. It offers choice, it gives the player base something to do. However, they really need to curb the cheaters in Ranked. They're back with a vengeance again as we head into Season 3 and obviously into Season 4 Ranked as well. And this was obviously a massive thing that was in Modern Warfare 3's Warzone. They really heavily invested in Resurgence Ranked, so it really makes sense that they bring it back. So I'm all about this. It says, expect the same rules you remember during the Modern Warfare 3 era and expanded. Look at this returning fan favourite mode in Season 4 will drop in the Reloaded blog prior to the mid-season update. So it's going to run alongside it. So there it is there. Battle Royale Ranked runs from the launch window for the time of Season 4. Resurgence Ranked begins mid-season and runs alongside Battle Royale Ranked play. Meaning you can play one or both modes when they are active. The ranking, alright, so the ranking is separate from Battle Royale Ranked player. So there's going to be two different top 250 lobbies, but the rewards are probably going to be the same. Alright, then we're going to get some new gameplay features as we head through Season 4 of Warzone. Basically, we're going to get a new contract, field upgrade, kill streak, perk, and ATV are going to drop in the dance in Season 4. So it looks like we're getting a hand cannon, a care package, a door barricade, and a Polaris Sportsman ATV. Basically, the ATV is going to be just a branded brand deal for Call of Duty. That's all that's going to be. But it says, after an evaluation period in Call of Duty's Warzone's Clash mode, expect the following new equipment to become available across additional modes at mid-season. Here's what to expect. Contract, search, and destroy. These details are further up the blog, so you can go read them if you want to read them. That's going to be in Battle Royale, Resurgence and Plunder. There's going to be a door barricade. It's going to come to all Battle Royale modes. It's available via a care package. I don't think you can get it off the ground, which for me, we've got a bit of a camping issue right now with Verdansk, and I think it's going to cause that to be even worse. Then we're going to kill streak of a hand cannon. Again, it's available via a care package. I tell you what, if I'm getting pinged by a hand cannon after like literally lasering someone and they're not going down or anything like that, I'll be livid. I know for a fact I'm going to be livid. So we'll see how that plays out. Then we're getting obviously the care package kill streak. Open ground loot caches for a rare chance to obtain the care package. A throwable kill streak that when lobbed explodes in a trail of smoke. unlock, after which a loadout size crate from the skies. We've had these before. Open this crate for a chance to obtain rare loot, including rare equipment, the specialist perk, and more. Then we get a new perk in the form of Loot Master, only available as ground loot during Resurgence and Plunder matches, so this isn't coming Battle Royale. The Loot Master perk allows you to maximize your scavenging potential and gear up faster by increasing the amount of loot you find while opening caches. Gain the early advantage of sustain yourself during prolonged engagements. Expect an increased drop rate for equipped weapon ammo, a higher chance to find tacticals and lethals, more cash, and a greater chance at field upgrades, kill streaks, and other high tier gear. Yeah, it's not horrendous. It makes sense to have it as a ground loot only perk, because I feel like no one really would equip that if it was in a loadout. But yeah, it's not horrendous. It's not bad either. I think that's alright. And then we'll get the Polaris, because, yeah, why not? And that is it for what we are going to get in Warzone Season 4. For me, personally, I think it's a big win. It's actually nice to see that actually are updating Warzone and providing fresh content in the form of sort of different POIs and limited time modes. I'm really excited to play this upcoming season. They do need to fix some bugs and stuff like that that added with the mid-season update of Season 3. And I know we always say it, but they need to get the cheating situation under control. Let me know your thoughts on what is upcoming for Warzone. I'll catch you in the next one.